Bears country. Where is it?
Get out with BCP!
You know this song? What's up, Chris?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excellent. It's good to talk to you again.
Oh, man, it's always a fucking joy to talk to you, Dan. Yeah, man. You haven't fucking done the, BCP, you know me on me. I feel like I've been left out of the posse.
Oh, no, you are going to definitely be doing it on the show.
All right, cool.
Everyone that comes on the show, I'm taking their, I want them to say, you down with BCP? And I'm going to add it to the list. So go ahead and just say it right now. You down with BCP? Give it your best.
All right, I'll just get into character. Like your mum. Shit, what was I supposed to say again? You don't answer it, yeah. Sorry, man. You know, I'm slightly on the other world.
Slightly inebriated?
Just a little bit. Yeah, actually, yeah. I don't know why I'm going to try and lie to you, man, but I can't. So what was I supposed to say again? Sorry.
You just go, you down with BCP?
Right. You down with BCP?
There you go. Now I'll just take that. I'll take that from that clip and I'll add it to the opener, which I'm redoing.
You can have that played at the funeral if you want.
So how you been, man? You know, we we're just gonna have this conversation and not do a show about it, but we're trying to figure out the game that the game or a list of just a few games to choose from that you want to come down to Chicago to see the Bears play at Soldier Field. And so I decided, why not just do this live? And then maybe we can add to the GoFundMe account that we started for you to get you here in the first place. And let's see, there we go. So anybody that would like to donate to the Chris Watts GoFundMe account, we would greatly appreciate it. Cliff, we would greatly appreciate it, Cliff. But seriously, so there's going to be you want to come in the fall. We've talked about that. So
yeah, but I don't really want to come. So I want to sort of be October at the latest, really. But like so it's just a matter of which game, really. I mean, it's what there's like the Vikings or the Raiders. I can't remember like the game before. That might be against Denver. I'm not sure. So, I mean, obviously I'll go to any game. So it's just a matter of whatever you can get all the tickets for, and which is the easiest for you to do it, really. Because ideally, Dan, I want to book my flight tickets as well, like today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll have to like have a chat about sort of dates and stuff, and what you're gonna do and all that. But it feels really real now. Like I can afford the plane ticket, and they're not as much as I thought they were going to be actually. So it just feels a bit more real, man. It feels like feels like like the night before Christmas, or I know your birthday's on Christmas Day, which must have been like. What was that like when you were a kid? That must have been a bit of a head fuck, having a birthday on Christmas Day.
Well, I was an only child, so I always got 2 gifts from everybody. So
right,
that's kind of cool. So, and any of my cousins, or I don't have any siblings, but any of my cousins, they always got 1 gift, and I got 2, and they always had like a little. in the evening on Christmas was like my birthday time. We did a cake and all that stuff. Plus,
Right.
my family didn't have like birthday parties for all my other cousins and stuff, really. So I got to see my family every year, and I got extra gifts out of it. It was great as a kid. It just sucks now because Christmas is my birthday. I'm getting older on that day, and it's like
Yeah.
it's almost hard to celebrate.
So does that mean, Dan, that every birthday picture when you were younger has got Christmas decorations in the background?
Oh, every single one of them.
Wow, that's a head fuck, man. That's a complete head fuck.
Christmas tree, wrapping paper everywhere. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So
The only thing I can say about my birthday is that Margaret Thatcher's birthday is the same day as mine, but also Mark Hamill is who played Luke Skywalker. So that's all I can say about my birthday.
So you were talking about so per the GoFundMe account, we have in the GoFundMe we've raised $535 so far.
Amazing.
And then thank you to everybody. And we're going to be putting together a list of everyone that donated and thanking everybody.
Right.
We'll do a show. We'll do a show when you're there.
Well, yeah.
You'll be in the same damn room.
What we do, Dad, is like as well. I'll do like a little video diary of the trip over. So like a video blog, and then we'll do it like obviously when we're going to the game, and you know when we're doing other stuff as well. So
Treat this. That's a great idea. Treat this moment like a mini biography. Like, take as many videos, as many pictures as you can, as many videos as you can.
Yeah.
Right. That would be cool because we can do something with that. Kind of put like a real nice thing together for you with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about it just before we spoke tonight. I thought I could do that. It'd be quite entertaining because I haven't been in an airport for 32 years. So I literally have got no idea what I'm supposed to do when I get to an airport. So that could just be hilarious on its own way. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
And also as well, Dan, I'll have to ask you a question. I don't know if you'll know the answer. I'm only asking because you come over as being half intelligent. But like,
I appreciate that. I thought it was only a quarter.
no, you're half, mate. But like, I've got this is a stupid question. I've got a metal plate in my jaw. Would that like bleep up on like a metal detector where you have to go through?
They're going to put you in a thing that you're going to stand in, and it's going to rotate a radiation beam that's going to do an X-ray through your entire body. They're going to see your dick and everything, dude. And then they'll see that you have metal in your mouth, and you'll be fine.
All right. When you started that little story, I thought you were going to say that they were going to take me into like a little room and rape me or something.
Yeah, I mean, you're going from a different country to another country, so who knows? They might anal probe you.
Oh, they might do, yeah. They might do, yeah. I mean, I think the best sort of way of doing it is going by, I think it's Irish Airlines, and it's really weird. You get on in Manchester because that's where I want to fly from, because that's the nearest international airport to myself. And you fly from Manchester to Dublin in Ireland, which is literally about half an hour. And then you change, and then you fly from Dublin to Chicago, which is just so weird that you'll have this little hop of about 40 minutes. I think it's like an hour and a half changeover, and then bong. So that seems like the quickest one.
Probably because is it maybe because sorry to interrupt you. Is it maybe because the airport you're flying out of doesn't have like they don't fly planes that big? Because the plane you're going to be on is going to have most likely, 4 rows in the middle and then 4 rows on the left and right side, something like that.
No, I mean Manchester Airport is one of the biggest in the country. So like it's the largest one in the north of England by far. So yeah, it's a big international airport. That's where everybody flies from. Internationally really. If you're going like further than just sort of Europe. But yeah, so I think I'm probably going to take that one, and it's just really weird because like last week I saw it, and I've just been putting dates in for like, around October. So I've been putting in, say, like, I'll come over on the 10th and then I'll have like a week and just to see what the prices it would generate. And I'm sure last week it would generate like around about £800, but today it's like £560. So that's really good, really, because that's like the quickest route over. There's somewhat like £400, but it's like 37 hours. I don't know where it flies into, so where you change. If it's like somewhere in New Mexico, like, what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's weird how they do that. It's so strange how somebody needs to fly to Wyoming to go to Pittsburgh, or whatever.
Yeah. There's definitely one where you fly to Arizona and then it flies up to Chicago, which I just thought, that's fucking bizarre, because Arizona's like quite the other side. Anyway, but so I think the Irish airline one is going to be the way I'm going to go to, man. So I've just just got the money through from the late dad's car. We sold that off today, so that's why that's so it's sort of like I've got to use this money in a good way because I can't just sort of frit it away. Because if I don't, I'll just smoke it away. You know what I'm like, Dan? I'll just end up. I'll just be like a fucking stone zombie for like 2 months solid, easily. You know,
Until it's gone. Yeah, piss that away on Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got to like this is all got so I'm getting my passport sorted out this month. So I'm just waiting for my birth certificate to come back. So I want my passport sorted out soon as because everything's taking ages in this country because everybody keeps going on strike. So like you sort of have to put like an extra couple of weeks on. So that's why I sort of saying, oh yeah, I really get my ticket sorted out. So I just feel like that's it. We're on his way. But obviously, if you need to sort out which tickets for the games stuff, and it doesn't have to be this week or whatever. Anyway, I've got the money, so it's just
I'm really not that worried because it looks like the games that we have to choose from within that time frame are not games that are like premier games. I would feel like a dick asking my buddy for Packers game tickets because he could probably get 8 times what he paid for them, and that probably pays for his entire season. But we have the Broncos.
What date's the Broncos?
October 1st.
Oh, it's my birthday. My 50th birthday is on the 25th of September, so that could all sort of tie up quite nicely. And then it's the Vikings and the Raiders, isn't it? The other two in October.
Yep. So you have 3 games there.
I go to any of them, mate. Any of them, really. I'm quite happy to go to any of them.
Yeah, that's the only because the first game is at home against the Packers, and the next 2 games are away. Then they have 3 home. Sorry, then they have 3 home games in that month, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty much.
So basically, it's whichever you can get tickets for, really, Dan. Really.
Okay. Well, that settles it.
Yeah. One of them 3, and then I mean, just like let us know as soon as you find out which tickets you can get. Just let us know, and then I'll book the flights then.
Why wouldn't you want to come out like in December when it's not that cold, and you can see the Bears kick the Lions' ass?
Yeah, but it is cold, though, isn't it, in December? You know what I mean? I just thought the weather might be quite nice. Get like a nice sort of autumn day. You know what I'm like about autumn, man.
I know. That's the same. I don't want to go to that game either. I'm just trying to talk shit to Don Burr. So yeah, it looks like it's down to those games. So we'll get working on that then.
Yeah, mate. So I mean, the thing is, you do your magic, mate. Sort out with your cousin, and then get back to me soon because I just want to get them tickets sorted because I am shit with money sometimes, and I just can't. I just put my stuff. You know what I mean? Because obviously, because it's like inheritance from his.
Why don't you do this? Donate it to your own fund, and then you won't spend it.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
There might be a conversion rate to that, though. You'd almost be better off just wiring it to me because then you'd actually make money because of the conversion rate.
Yeah, but Dan, yeah, will that be the last time I ever see you?
I'm gonna become your accountant.
Last But last time I ever see you, or you
Yeah,
some,
I've been working on this whole thing.
yeah. You've been drip feeding this since I did the first show with you last year, haven't you? Just dripping him, bringing him. You're like the Emperor from Star Wars, Palpatine, where he was just like playing with Anakin Skywalker, and he was slowly getting him towards the dark side, and that's what you've been doing to me over these last 10 months, isn't it, Dan? You know what I mean? To get my $500, you bastard.
No, I mean, I could probably actually set up like a bank account for you here. You could set up a bank account here and then just put the money in it, and then it would actually make money. It might actually make money for you because of the conversion rate.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, if you for like every $1,000, you make a little over $100 in the conversion from euros to the dollar.
Whoa, euros? What pounds, mate? Pounds.
Oh, sorry.
I don't even know why. I don't even know why that bothered me. I don't even know why that bothered me, Dan. Because I'm not a Brexiteer. I'm a pro-European, so I don't really know why that bothered me. So I shouldn't really say.
I know nothing about your currency. That's just, I'm completely ignorant when it comes to your currency. I apologize.
It's just a typical American thing. That's just a typical American.
Why do you call it a pound when we use the word pounds in America or in the US, and you guys call it kilos? So why don't you call it a kilo?
Well, I don't know, mate. I always said that especially when, I don't know.
That's a different show, right? That's for the pontificators.
I think that's what happened is it all changed when we went to the metric system in the 70s. Because it used to be like shillings and really sort of odd. It wasn't like like the metric. It all just adds up. So that's when that's. But I think the word pounds I think it's been used in England for hundreds of years. I'm probably completely wrong about that, but I might not be.
I like what Matt Kedro is calling me out here. The pound is worth more than the dollar. That means that I looked up the euro conversion rate.
Yeah.
See that? What an even bigger insult to you.
It's usually like $1.50 to a pound. Like she's usually around that sort of time. So
Chris,
Triple R.
let's take a moment to say hi to chat, man. Triple R, what's up, my man? Good to see you here, Matt Kedro. Always a pleasure talking with you, man. It's called that because of the weight of the gold at the time. Squeegee, thanks for joining us. Can't remember having so many weapons all over the roster. You were going to get to the Bears in a second, but who else is in here? Don Burr, thanks for joining us, even though you're here. It's still nice to see you. Cliff Victoria, of course, Mr. Mayhem. Thank you, guys. So it's exciting because now we've actually gotten to this point where we're figuring out the games. I'll look up those games, and then we'll hopefully have this figured out by the end of the week.
Yeah, cool.
And
I'd say whichever game you can get, mate, we'll go to. Just think, because there's no point narrowing it down to a game. If we can't get it, then everybody's pissed off. So go for the free, mate, and see what you can do, man. And obviously as well, take the my ticket money out of my GoFundMe if you can, and it's paid for.
Okay. Yep. Let's get to a couple of questions here from chat. Clip is wondering if we watched the Bears cast today. Fields seemed put off at the start, but warmed up to it. I did not. I must have missed it. I was looking for it earlier, and I was listening to the Jeff Joniak interview with Zach Pickens, and I must have missed that. Let's see. Did you see it either? No.
No, I didn't. No, I did just watch quite a good interview on. Is it CHGO? They had Richard Dent on, and he was fucking awesome. He just says how it is. He's so real. It's unbelievable. It's so sort of like it's just sort of like nice to hear somebody just talk like they would do. Not having to sort of put the front on or try and be, not saying politically correct or wrong, but they're just speaking from who they are. That's how they are. So it was really refreshing. So yeah, just watch that before we did this. That's definitely recommend it anyway.
This I just want to say this has been. Oh, I didn't actually finish telling you what we had raised so far. So the GoFundMe is at 535, and then we have about another $300 from the super chat that we did with
Wow.
on the Barroom Network. So we're in the 800s. So
Wow. That's amazing.
this show is basically we decided, let's figure out what game we're going to go to. Let's just talk about it on the air. And because we're confident enough that you can at least get here, you have a place to stay, so.
Oh yeah.
But any little bit still helps. He's coming from a different country, coming here, and apparently now, according to Matt, he's going to lose money. So it's good that we raise that in dollars. But then, if you have any to take home, you'll make money. So
yeah, it's not about the money, mate. Anyway, is it? It's just going to be about the fucking awesome experience, man. It's just that's why I keep repeating myself. That's why I want to get the ticket just sorted out as soon as I can, because then it's just so like it's on. Then you know what I mean? Especially if you can get the game ticket sorted out and paid for. That's it's all on then, and it's just about me just getting the right documentation. So it's just going to be fucking ace, mate. It's going to be fucking awesome. Hello, Fosters. Hope you're well, mate.
What's up, Foster? Triple R is asking how much is the goal. I set the goal for 3,000 because. Well, I set it for 3,000 because, if I was going to go to your country, I would need at least that.
Oh, easy. It's really expensive over here, mate. We're all posh.
It's real fucking expensive in Chicago too. It's like what, 12% tax or some shit? It's crazy.
So that sounds like the UK.
Yeah, I mean, I set the goal for 3,000, but I figured he has a place to stay if he absolutely needs it. He has two actually. So, if he wanted to go downtown, a game is expensive. The price of the tickets are expensive. The going to the game is expensive. You can't buy anything with cash at the game. So you're gonna have to put it on a
card, yeah.
Probably put half of it on a Visa card for you, something like that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You can't use cash at the game anymore.
Wow.
So, but what? We're like to the point where we can pretty much make it happen. But it would be nice to anybody that would like to help this kid out. This kid. You're older than me.
I'm fucking older than you.
Kid from Yorkshire.
You've got the grey beard going on, mate. You look older than me today.
I was thinking of the promotion that I made for you, and I said this young lad from Yorkshire. I meant to say lad.
Don't mind, mate. It's a great promo. Really good.
Triple R saying I think you can reset it for less, so be closer to the goal to spur more giving. That's a good idea. Yeah. We could drop it to like 1,500 or something.
Yeah.
Because what are the tickets? They're like $5.50 a piece or something.
Well. As I mentioned before, I'm thinking about doing the Irish Air one. I'm sure that was like £800 last week, but then I saw it today at about 560. So I don't know if it's just different sites why we're a bit cheaper, but I'm hoping to get a flight for around about £600. So
I have no idea what that means.
That's exactly what I expect from you, Dan.
Did you say okay? £600 is what?
About $600, $700.
$745.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so I think Matt was wrong.
Yeah, we're always like a bit ahead of you. It's always like $1 something. Always been like that. It's usually about $1.50.
Yeah, and this fluctuates. This is like this is going to change tomorrow, but
Of course.
it's a ground to work from. So you actually get it cheaper by buying it there to come buying your flight
See,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Good to you, yeah.
Squeegee's asking if we decided what game you're going to. He wants to come when that awesome fall weather is kicking in and you smell the leaves and all that, and it's nice and cool, but it's not hot. But it does start to rain towards the end of October, usually.
Right.
We usually get a
What?
fucked up Halloween. It's raining on Halloween usually.
I'm from England, so we are down for our rainfall.
Yeah, true. And I was at the Niners game last year in the rain, but it was fun because it was warm. You know, if it's
Yeah,
cold,
that
but
looked absolutely mental. That looked really mental, especially on some of the videos you did, man. It just looks awesome.
thanks, man. Yeah, they're somebody commented on one of the videos from those seats, and he asked how the seats were because he has a chance to get tickets 13 rows behind that.
Right.
And I was like, well, these seats were actually pretty awesome, but you are very close to the field, so you have to you're kind of almost
Go back up.
just slightly above the head level of the players, which makes it
right.
awesome because you can kind of see it from their side when they're driving,
Yeah.
when they're
You
back
get
to you.
yeah. You get more of the speed of the game as well, the lower down you go.
Yeah. When their drives are going north, you see their backs. So and plus you see a touchdown right there. I mean, your third row, the touchdowns are right there.
It's gonna be awesome.
So yeah, they were great seats. I was surprised that somebody asked me about that. That was pretty cool.
Mm.
So to answer your question, Squeegee, it's basically the Broncos or the Vikings or the Raiders.
Uh-huh.
And my buddy has excellent seats. Those are the tickets that we went to for the Dolphins game last year when I took
Yeah.
Dan and Aldo. And I mean, the seats are amazing. And he has quite a few of them. So trying to get those tickets. I'm hoping that he'll be generous enough to give us them at face value again, because I know how much money he can make on Bears games tickets, especially if they're good. If they're like let's just say they're undefeated at that point.
11-6, baby.
Any one of those tickets, because my point is, if the Bears are great, if they come out of the gates, stomping, and they have a really good winning record at this point, or maybe 1 or 2 losses, or even like 1 loss or no losses, even the city would be insane. Everyone would want those tickets so we can get, so I'll talk to him and figure out which games that he is willing to part with. And I offered to make him a commercial because he has a business. I'd play his commercial.
Cool.
So we'll see what he says.
Yeah, tell him that the middle-aged, short, dim-witted Yorkshireman would really appreciate it.
Oh, trust me, once he knows this, it won't be a problem.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. And yeah, I mean, I know, Soldiers Field really, it's come, 10 of its lifespan, but it's just going to be so awesome going to that ground, thinking of all the history of what's gone on that ground. I mean, when I was growing up, I knew more about NFL history than I did do soccer, like English soccer over here or rugby or anything. I was so into the NFL at the time, so it would just be like seeing the history of the place. And I'm thinking about actually doing a stadium tour at some point, sort of probably like following after the game, so like a couple of days after the game. So yeah, then it'd be quite emotional getting to Soldiers Field, man. It's something what I've never thought I'd ever see with my own eyes or actually do. That seems like such a far off dream, and I just sort of thank you, Dad, for bringing it into reality. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just need that push. You know what I mean? And it's just well, it will be. I mean, I've been to America before, but it was a long time ago, and this is
You were a
like
child.
this is yeah. Well, I still am a child, really. I haven't really changed that much, really, as you can probably tell. But yeah, it's just going to be it's just going to be such a cool experience, and just to meet everybody as well. That's going to be so nice. Finally seeing people in the flesh, and yeah, we're gonna have a really good time, mate. Really good time.
It'll be crazy to see each other in the flesh. It'll be crazy.
Yeah, it'll be
That's
good.
why
It'll be really great.
just talking to you, you were my guest on my second show ever. And talking with you and asking you about the Bears and all this stuff and just getting to know you since then and becoming friends with you is just knowing that you would never be able to do this. If you're not just gonna, hey, I'm gonna save up $3,000 and go to Chicago to see a Bears game. It's just so I thought I'll try to make it happen for you, man. And it's just I was doing something one night for the show and I was just like, fuck it, I'm doing it. And I just did it. See what happens.
Yeah. It was a complete shock. I remember when I first found out last year, and I was just like, it's just sort of because it's just so nice to think that people actually are thinking about you, and you know what I mean, when you're not with them, or you know what I mean, or you've made a nice impression on somebody, or somebody values your friendship, and yeah, just I mean, I'm not a religious person, man, but it's like blessed in it. So sometimes you bump into people through your life where it's such a good experience, and you just sort of click. So I mean, that's happened to me a lot since I've been doing the podcast, with all the guys on the Barfly Tailgate show, and hopefully we'll see them. And yeah, it just starts to feel a bit more real now. You know what I mean? But the thing, I've also got a problem, Dan. What you might have to help me out. Obviously, I'm applying for my passport. So now the big debate is how short do I get my haircut? You know what I mean? That is the debate. That is the debate, mate.
Are you just going to take a pair of scissors to it yourself, or are you going to go get a haircut?
No, brother, of course I'm going to get a haircut. Of course I am. You know what I mean? $50 on this, baby.
You're going to get it permed?
I don't need to get it permed. God, it's okay. So yeah, I'll have to make a decision about the passport picture, but yeah, that's not really. I don't even know why I brought that over. That was quite sort of, I don't know, boring.
So, like, are you actually going to cut it? Like,
no, I'll go. No, obviously I'll go to like a hairdresser's, but I don't need to go short like I used to have it, or keep it the Viking look. But I'll probably just. Last time I got the haircut were in October, and when you have an haircut and you come out and then you look at it and you think, I can't tell any difference at all. I just couldn't tell any difference at all. I should have gone back in, but I didn't. And I just came home and looked at it and I thought, she actually cut me my hair off. It just looks the fucking same fucking mad mess as it always does. So yeah, that's the thing that I got to think about. But obviously it's not that important for the rest of the world.
I use a Flowbee.
You what? Sorry.
Have you ever heard of a Flowbee? It's a trimming system. It's like a pair of hair trimmers. You can put these attachments on to make different lengths.
Oh,
and
it
attaches to a vacuum cleaner, and I just use that.
A vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, and it's just you turn on the vacuum cleaner, and it just sucks your hair into it, and it trims it to whatever length you put it to.
Yeah, but don't the force of the vacuum start pulling you like your face outwards? So like
it has these extensions you put on it. There's like you can make it a half inch or an inch or 2 inches or 6 inches, whatever you want it, however long you want to make it. If you're a female and you want to just cut it kind of short, but even then you just put on a 3-inch piece and you can kind of just trim around like that. In your case, if you just wanted to shorten it a little bit.
Yeah, but Dad, hold on a minute. About 5 minutes ago, you were taking a piss out of me that I'm gonna cut my own hair, and now you tell me this garbage.
I haven't got my hair. I haven't gone to a haircutter in 10 years.
Dad, you know what? You've just told me But you get your hair cut right by a fucking vacuum cleaner. What, right,
Here I am picking on Cliff for vacuuming his lawn, right?
and you use a vacuum cleaner to cut your hair.
Yes,
I look I
I
look
do.
at you in a different light now, sir. I look at you in a different light. Hey,
Oh,
love, hey, love, get the Hoover out. I'm gonna cut my hair.
it actually came with its own little mini vacuum cleaner that's like really powerful.
Oh, yeah, but doesn't it feel weird though? Don't you feel like does it like pull your scalp because of the
No, it's
suction?
not. It's not like that. It just sucks your hair up into the
Oh,
whatever
right,
wig
get
you
you.
put on. So if you only want
Right,
your hair to be that long, it's got a thing on it, and the trimmers are up at the
right,
top, and you put the extension
right,
on it, so you can make it longer or shorter. You
right.
know, it works
I'll
great.
think I'll leave that to you, mate. That on that one. The man who gets his haircut by a vacuum cleaner. That's what you should put at the start of the show. That should be the title of the show.
Foster will be changing that. He'll be changing my where on below your name where it says the British Bear and Mr. Shorty. He'll be
Yeah,
changing that to I cut my hair with a vacuum cleaner. I don't even know. Well, I
yeah,
will notice it because it'll be too long. I might not
yeah.
notice it though.
That, that's quite a good name for the show. I can't lie. But oh, I thought of another good name for the show is 11 and 6. That'd be a good name for the show. For you, for us, or whoever, you know what I mean? On the channel. 11 and 6. The 11 and 6 show.
The 11 and 6 show. Yeah. Well, awesome, man. I'm glad that we've kind of gotten ironed out at least the games that you're going to go
Uh,
to. We can choose
yeah.
from, and I'll get on that, and then we can get working on your airfare and where you're staying and everything. We pretty much know where you're staying, but
Yeah.
if you want to, take a night into the city like you wanted to maybe do, it'd be cool.
Well,
But
yeah, I'm thinking about. Oh, yeah, we've got to go out to the city, mate. It may be like do it after the game or something, but that's how I'm thinking. I could get an hotel, so you could stay at the hotel like the night, the day of the game. So you'd have to like try and get back to your relatives and something like that. So that's something to think about. I'm thinking about getting 3 or 4 nights in a hotel anyway. So obviously I like to drop it down, but obviously touch wood, he'll be, he's going to be helping all that by then, so that won't be an issue. So, yeah, something to think about, Dan, really, because it'd be a bit of a bummer if you had to like hurry off after the game. Really, it'd be nice to, go something to eat and a drink, and then don't have to worry about rushing off anywhere.
that's true. That would be fun
That'd be
because
awesome.
I've always just taken the train to the game and then walk back to the train like 5 miles. It seems like, and then just take the train. It goes right in my town, wherever I'm staying. But that would be a lot more fun just to stay down there in the city after the game and enjoy, enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, just like and then there's no rush then as well. And I mean, one thing I really want to do when I do one of the days I'm in Chicago is that I really want to go to like a really authentic blues bar, blues music bar, because
Mm,
obviously Chicago invented electric blues with Muddy Waters, and
mm,
I've always been a big fan of the blues. So
mm.
I've got to see some like some authentic Chicago blues, man, when I'm there.
Foster says, Chris, I'll take you for a ride through this city right after we grab a few guns.
And the thing as well is, you're not really joking, are you, Foster?
I mean, if you're downtown in the city where it's, expensive, which is why 3,000 I thought was a good number, so you could actually enjoy the city instead of staying in
Yeah.
the suburb, like much northern suburbs.
Oh no, I mean the thing as well is, obviously I've got some inheritance coming, so this is going to be done properly. There's not going to be like any sort of like scripts or savings or worried about going somewhere to eat or buying a drink or whatever, going somewhere. But yeah, I think I want to go on top of the Shire. Is it the Shire? The Shire Tower? Tower, the really tall one.
It's only called the Sears Tower to me. I don't know what the hell it's called now.
Sears, that's it. Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, I know that I think I saw. I think it was Chicago Bears last year. And they took the rookies to the top, and I think there's a bit where you can sort of lean forward, and it's all like glass. And I'm not
Yes.
particularly good with heights. Well, I don't think I am. I think I've talked myself into not being good with heights. I think I'm actually perfectly fine, but I've just been like a wimp about it. But yeah, I'm going to force myself to go to the top. And so I remember watching some of it, and the view just looked amazing.
Well, my thought was the day that you come down, hopefully you get if you're, I guess you'd have to take a late flight to get here in the morning, but then we could pick you up from the airport and then just spend the day in the city right off the bat.
What? Yeah. Well, I mean, the issue I've probably got is getting there's like a train from Leeds to Manchester Airport, but I don't know how early it starts running. I'm sure my sister said it only runs through, don't run 24 hours. So it'd be just be working out that because I don't want to be like staying overnight before the flight over, so it's just extra costs. It may be that I probably might come. It might be like tea time, Chicago time, and I land. That'd probably work out. But like yeah. But I mean, it's just what I do with like the dates really, and once we've got the game, then we can start. I mean, how many days do you think you're gonna be available, Dan? That sounded so weird saying available.
Oh, when you're in, we'll figure that out. I'm not sure
Yeah,
yet. We'll figure
yeah.
that out.
I don't,
Hopefully as many of them as possible.
I mean, even if you have to like work through the day, and I can sort of, just get stirred.
Completely legally, yes. You're gonna enjoy that.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
gonna be awesome.
The
But
prices
yeah,
are starting to come down too.
but the thing is, Dan, we've got not to let that app take the whole fucking holiday of me and you
No,
just sitting there getting stirred because it could go quite easily happen with me around. So we've got to have some sort of discipline because we'll just end up like being like Beavis and Butthead or something. That's what it'll end up like.
yeah. Well, at my aunt's where you'll be staying for a good portion of the time. There's a lot of fun to be had there, so
Oh,
it's a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun.
good.
So cool, man. Well, let's wrap this up, Chris.
Cool.
It's great talking to you as always. I should say on the air.
Yes, sir.
We do talk, but on the air, it's nice to talk with you.
Yeah.
And I'm excited, man. I know you are too.
I'm
I mean,
buzzing, mate. Absolutely buzzing.
you think about it, it's like already the year's almost half over, and I mean, what is this? A few months? This is a few months.
Yeah. Well, we're halfway through May, so
5 months.
June, July, yeah, you're talking for 5 months. And that'll go quick, especially at our age. I mean, notice
Yeah.
the older you get, quicker things go. So yeah, it'll be there as quicker than we think, really. But yeah,
For sure.
as soon as I get them tickets sorted out, mate, then I know I'm going, and then then obviously hotels and all that can get sorted out in due course.
Cool, man. Well, we will definitely be keeping in touch about that, and it'll be fun to. I'll have to make sure that I'm videoing you when I pick you up from the airport too. You'll be like, you'd be like coming out with your phone as you're walking through the airport, and I'll be picking you up like with my phone, and we can use that in like the.
What we're gonna do though, we're gonna like have it in slow motions, like some romantic music, like people running to it, be like what you call it, the Naked Gun with Liam Nielsen. That will focus like run to each of his slow motion, some romantic tune.
We should have Renee. We should have my wife recording it, and then I can trip.
Yeah, you can trip it, and then I'll catch you there. I'll catch you. Just I'll be down on one knee. I'll catch you.
All right, this is getting really weird.
Yeah, that was strange somewhere where we don't want to go. We don't know what it is. But yeah, it's always a joy to talk to you, and it's just been nice to see people's names in the chat as well. So yeah, one day I really want to speak to everybody who's on the Thursday night show because I so enjoy that, and it's such a drag that the connection just doesn't seem to work out for me when you have more than 2 or 3 people on the screen. So we'll have to do a show maybe just with a couple of people at a time at some point
Well,
about
we're
something.
we're
So
we're actually changing up the format of that show where we're going to have one guest on at a time,
all right, cool.
and we're going to have him on for just like a half an hour periods at in each interval. So
Uh-huh.
then we can talk directly to them, and they can answer a question. We'll be basically be talking to them like they are the main part of the show.
Mhm.
So then we'll move on to the next guest if we have one. And anyone who's on the show, then we'll be able to come in for the last half an hour. We're just going to talk Cliff's meatloafs and pizza and shit, bears and fuckery and have a good time. And then we're going to try to keep it a little more structured now. So we should be able to. We'll definitely try to have you on again on Thursday night because it might work this way.
Yeah, then obviously as well, we'll have to have a think about our little show, mate, in the future. See how we're going to start that. So, yeah, man, lots to look forward to, man. And yeah, it's always just always a pleasure to be on BCP. You know me, Mr. Watts.
You down with
that was
PCP?
shit. No,
Hold on,
that was so tacky, wasn't it?
I gotta go over to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's always.
Hey, Dan, you know that moment then you looked like the most white man ever in the world.
Totally, I totally did. I'm trying to figure out what to do with that, like to not look so white, Like,
yeah, that's possible, mate, especially at our age.
just got to do like this, right? Is that better?
Wonders, mate.
Oh man, too funny. All right, Chris. Well, let's wrap this up.
Cool.
I'll be talking to you soon. We'll get the game figured out, and then we will go from there. Thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to everyone who has donated and is going to donate in the future if you do decide to do so. It'd be greatly appreciated. We're getting very close, and it'd be great to see this happen like in a excellent, fun fashion for you that you can just not really have to worry about too much. And that would be my goal for you. If I could pay for it myself, I would, but that's just my number that I came up with. That if I did, that would cost that.
Yeah, but I could. Well, actually, no. Fuck it. I would take the money, actually, Dan. So yeah, fuck it. Okay, fuck it. You can pay for it, Dan.
Yeah, if that was the case, I would be giving it to you. And you'd lose money on it because of the conversion rate.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's one good thing about my country. I suppose that's about it. But no, I just want to say, cheers to everybody who's put money in already, and I still don't understand why, really, because I'm just, I don't get it. But honestly, I don't. Honestly, I don't understand unless it's like I'm like a novelty sort of like foreign person. But then I keep thinking, well, I've been doing this now for like a year and a half, so it can't just be like because you're English. Just it's just like a foreign voice. So but much love and peace, everybody, and yeah, we'll talk soon.
Well, I'll tell you the reason why I did it is because I just think it would be cool for someone who grew up a Bears fan. He became a Bears fan at the same time I did. When I was 10, 85 Bears. I didn't even know what football was until then. Neither did my mom or dad. They never watched any of it, but that got me into the Bears, just like you. And the whole conversation with the NFL getting started over in Europe because of the 85 Bears, and then you never being able to come here to see one. And we talked about you probably never would. And that just, anyone who's donated has done this out of the kindness of their heart because they would like to see this just as much as anyone who has donated, including yourself or including me, for you to be involved in something like that. Because the games, going to a game is so much fun. It's so much fun. Yeah. So,
and also as well, it's not just a game. It's going to be like the build up to the game and getting to the stadium and I don't know, doing what we're going to do before the game. you know, it's just going to be the whole. I mean, I've been to like the NFL games down at London, the regular season games, but it's just like English people try to be like Americans. You know what I mean? But like this is like the authentic experience, and yeah, I say it's just like I can't think of anything else what could put a smile on the face more than what's going to happen this autumn. So yeah, just cheers to everybody, and I will stop talking because I think Dan needs to get off and do something.
All good, man. Everyone, thank you for watching. Everyone who has, like I said, helped out Chris, appreciate you so much. And we'll see you this Thursday on BCP at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to have a couple new guests on the show. Or no, we're going to have one new guest on the show. And I think Dan Aguirre is going to join us for a little bit as well. So we will see you then. Until then, everyone, Bears.
Bears.